Hey everyone, Hurricane Liz back here for another Professor's podcast. And with me, he's back and he has already traveled. I mean, Howie, you've traveled even amidst still COVID concerns. You're still out there. You're still out there trying to grab not just speakers, but underground sellers to attend the already elite list of some pretty big time sellers. I'm certainly fired up to meet everyone for the first time in a very long time. It's been over a year and a half. We got a special guest with us today who's been to several live events, so he knows exactly what goes on behind closed doors. But Howie, let's talk a little bit more to you before we jump into this special guest. Let's talk about what you were on the road doing first off, and then I have a couple other questions of you since it's been a while since I've seen you on here.
For me, I think it was the $1 Billion Seller Summit I was at recently, a couple of days ago. I came back like 4 days ago or something. We just try to network with people, you know, we went just really crazy stuff. Like we had like four days of fun and 2 days of events, speakers speaking. So we're listening to what people are saying, things like that. So it was.
Yeah, so you said you had 4 days of funds and 2 days of events. Tell me, which ones of the days were more valuable and why?
I mainly go there for the networking, so that, you know, just trying to find these underground speakers and sellers so that they could come on to our events, you know, trying to learn what they're doing. So this is kind of part of work.
Yeah, and I imagine that you had to sign an NDA, but is there anything you can share with the people listening to this as to what you learned there? Maybe it wasn't something that you learned directly from one of the people that were presenting, but maybe it's something that you learned while you were having 4 days of fun.
I think the next thing that people are going to go into is more deeper into marketing, not just ending in things that, like go and build your audience more, you know, how do you build it, how to keep it, how to nurture it, things like that is probably the next thing that I see a lot of people are doing, or at least from the future, in the future, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And with us today, our special guest, this is someone that Howie again combed the globe, found this talented man who has been part of quite a few of the live events. Again, I will give details to everyone about the live event coming up October 4th and 5th in Las Vegas, Nevada, that again, we've not had in quite some time. But this gentleman that we're about to see, he's been a long-time attendee. He's won I think he's won the Best Speaker Award and the Smartest Market Award. Is that correct, Howie? Has he done both?
I think so.
I think he might actually be the only person that's done that. Although there is another speaker coming up at this event who's guaranteeing he's going to win, and he's won the smartest or the best speaker. He has not quite yet won the smartest marketer, but he's going to be gunning to win more titles. But Leo, let's go ahead and introduce you. Name needs no introduction. You've been in the Amazon community for quite some time. And on top of that, you've been at many of these events, earning yourself a nickname like Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion of Amazon. And let me ask you this, Leo. How excited are you to finally get out of your house, get live back with people, and do what you do best, which is network?
Actually, Liz, I can't wait. I've been on a lockdown here in Canada, and I escaped from here in June to go to Europe because I couldn't really take it anymore. So I can't wait to meet everyone and get to network again and share the stuff that I've been kind of keeping for myself over the past 2 years. But yeah, I totally agree with Howard here when it comes to the future of Amazon and overall e-commerce space, which is building audiences. That's, what we've been working on for the longest time. So I couldn't agree more with him on that point.
Yeah, and I know Howard has a lot to ask you. It's been a while since we caught up, but the big thing that I have to ask you is the last time that we had this event, we were obviously all gung-ho. We were excited to learn more about chatbots, and chatbot was like the big thing back in Cabo, if you remember. What big shifts have you seen other than people using chatbots less and less, but what other big shifts have you seen with the big time Amazon sellers that are out there that is just you just never saw coming?
Well, look, I think, Liz, what I'm seeing here is a shift definitely from these kind of commercial solutions to bespoke solutions that are less utilized by the masses and more geared towards that individual brand or storefront. So, for example, some of my customers on the Combo Mat side, for instance, they have transitioned from Facebook Messenger to standalone chatbots like based on the web, right? And that allows them not only to avoid all these suspensions, but also build their audience, have a closer interaction with people. So what they do now, which is why I agreed with Howard earlier, they start sending traffic from outside anywhere, really. Before they were just tied to Facebook. Now they do Google, they do Pinterest, they do anything else that is not Facebook, and they send traffic to landing pages, which leads them after to eventually a web bot. So this is what I'm seeing majority of the larger sellers doing. And what happens after they retarget, reach out back to their audiences via SMS or email. So that is great to see because you no longer have to reacquire that customer over and over again or try to look for new leads, but you can actually leverage that audience that you already built. And now the CPA that you had, let's say $10, it's now going down to $5 and then $2.50 and $1.25 and so on, right? So forth. So that's really what I'm seeing sellers becoming smarter and better at.
Right. And, after you saying that, it's obviously the big sellers are clearly shifting away from things that get them suspended. I mean, they've already been there. They've done that. They're trying to do the smarter things. Do you find that where we're at right now, are we in an Amazon where it's almost impossible for the newbie or mid-level seller to succeed?
No, I don't think so. I think there is still a big opportunity in the space. And I actually see a lot of success coming from who's coming in the space. I mean, the veterans are obviously, they know the game, they know how to scale. There is more money coming in this industry. But the new brands, I actually just got an email yesterday from an aggregator interested in a new brand. It's like 2 products only, not too old. So I do see still big opportunities in the space. But, obviously the game has changed. People have to know what they're doing. They have to perhaps get to meet people like us that can facilitate that process, that transition. But I can definitely see still this market being very hot for the next while.
Right. And, with that being said, I know you mentioned that there's a ton of different external traffic available out there for big sellers to send. But what traffic are you yourself kind of like in love with? I know in the past we were all like, oh, Facebook to chatbot is working fantastic, but that doesn't seem to be the case so much anymore. So what traffic are you right now focusing on, Leo?
So Liz, I always been in love with Google traffic because I find Google search traffic to be much better and have a higher quality compared to any other kind of traffic. Google traffic starts with a search. It's an intent to purchase when done correctly. And so that kind of traffic, if you use it together with video, it's actually very powerful. And so what we are using more and more is Google traffic to landing pages, or Google traffic or YouTube traffic. That's what we're seeing working very well. So a part of my presentation would be about boosting or giving that boost to a launch by using these external traffic such as Google or YouTube, and kind of owning the SERP on the Google search results as well as YouTube to drive more traffic to Amazon.
Yeah, before we jump into what topics you're going to talk about, Howie, is there anything you wanted to add so far?
Well, everyone's saying that, like Facebook and mini chat is not working that well, or what do you have to say?
I don't necessarily agree with it. I always think that things work or stop working based on the individual behind it. Back in the days, people said, oh, bots no longer work, and you have proved that bots were still working. Remember autocards and all that. And that's because, the algorithm evolved, but people didn't evolve with it. So I think as long as people keep innovating, they keep analyzing and understanding how something works, there will always be a way to make it work. I think things stop working when people stop learning and understanding and innovating. So if that answers your question, I think it's really subjective.
Actually, I understand now, because I remember people used to do the bots thing, and all of a sudden they stopped. They say it's not working, but then someone comes in and say, hey, it works. Here, watch, and learn. So that's what kind of understand, because they couldn't get it to work for a while. And So then they just saw that it's not going to work and they just gave up. They don't go to the next level to go deeper into it.
True. And in your case was figuring out that the buyer profile was very important.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Howie, let's talk about a little bit about what you decided this time around that wanted to really incentivize the speakers. Like obviously we're giving him this belt and calling him a nickname and stuff like that. And the belt did get stolen. I don't know if Leo knows this. I think Leo does have a belt, but the belt got stolen from 2 other speakers. You're the only person that has the belt, I think, Leo. I can't think of it. Who else has the belt still? Howie, can you remember who was the 4th person that took a belt?
I think Cedric had 1 year. Cedric won one.
Cedric stolen. Yeah, Cedric got stolen. Corey's got stolen as well. So 2 people's belt got stolen. And you might be the only existing person on the planet that still has that belt, Leo. That's about as valuable as an NFT right now.
Well, I'm flattered to hear that. I actually have it here somewhere. I think it's on my. It's actually upstairs, but I do have it.
Oh, so you're the only person that has that belt. Howie, let's talk about how, again, I said you wanted to make this one so special that you decided to give a cash prize for 2 different people here. Let's talk a little bit about those. Tell everyone what that decision was.
Well, so let's go back. You were calling Leo names. So I think the Italian Stallion came from you.
They were good names, Howie. They were good names. They weren't bad names.
Italian Stallion, I think it came from you made that, coined that phrase on Leo, right, Leo? Or was that always there?
It's true. It's true. Liz made that name. Yeah.
I stole it from Rocky. Come on, let's be serious. I took it from Rocky Balboa. That's it. But he actually won the title that I called. We were in Miami for a mastermind, and I made up the title name as Mr. Worldwide, obviously based on Pitbull's song. And since Pitbull's from around here, he lives around here. I decided let's call whoever wins this contest Mr. Worldwide. So the Mr. Worldwide winner at this year's Las Vegas event, again, October 4th and 5th in Las Vegas, Nevada, will win how much money, Howie?
Well, usually we just give people like big prizes and like maybe system services or something like that. Now we're going to make it more, I see people like the green stuff more. So the prize for the winner would be $7,500 if I'm not correct, right?
Yeah, 7,500.
So that would be the winner of the speaker. So I've seen Corey's talk. Well, not I've heard what his topic was. I think I heard just what Leo was gonna talk about, and some other ones. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I know Leo for a while, so I know how competitive he is. So I'm sure that
competitive, yeah.
You can look at him. He's competitive.
They're already it's like got the Italian Stallion blood in him. Come on.
Yeah, those horse racing, like the Italian Stallion needs to win, another belt. So, or Corey wants to get another belt to replace his belt that he lost, So I'm sure that Leo. So this time around, we cannot take in any more like presentation after someone starts speaking, because I've seen like last time people were like, when they hear people talking, they change their presentation to make it even more better. That's kind of unfair, right? I saw this happen this time around too at this event that I went to. So I thought it wasn't kind of fair, because then that's how they up their game, by giving more. So I think we should stop that. Whenever someone speaks, no more turning in, or actually should turn in beforehand anyways. So yeah,
absolutely. Great point, Howie.
And then the $2,500 is for the smartest marketer, right, Liz?
Yeah, $2,500 for the smartest marketer, which means if you're sitting at home with a terrific idea, why not share that idea? You might as well take home 2.5K in your pocket. I can certainly think a lot of things that you can do in Las Vegas with $2,500 in your pocket. Sure, it's not going to last that long, particularly those of you out there that are degenerates. I know those degenerates out there in the Amazon space. They usually do come to this event. So it won't last that long, but you will have a terrific story to tell, and it's going to be fun.
So for this event is Las Vegas. This is where I kind of met like 3 years ago, or 3 or 4 years. 3 years ago, I met Leo from this Las Vegas event too, right, Leo? My first Las Vegas event.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
So it's almost like you guys' friend-iversary.
It's for anniversary. Yeah.
That's terrific. It's a terrific place to celebrate a friend-iversary. So Leo, the big question now is, after you've heard the grand prize for the best speaker, after you've heard the fact that you'll get a second Mr. Worldwide belt. What topics are you thinking about talking about at the event?
Well, now I have to put a little bit more work into it, I think. $7,500 in Vegas, I mean, I can definitely use it.
It's 7,500, Leo. That's 7,500.
Yeah. So that's quite a bit of money. Initially, I was thinking to just take the chatbots and to the next level. But then, actually, not too long ago, I started testing a new method on which consists of pretty much blowing up a launch with YouTube videos and Google traffic, which is working extremely well. So I'm thinking to do a presentation on that, which will, I think, leave a lot of people surprised and shocked on how good this method works. So hopefully I can win the belt with this.
Yeah, fantastic. And, I know you have a brand new baby, so we're not going to keep you any longer. I think we got some pretty good information out of you. Howie, anything else to add before we say goodbye to Leo? We give people details about how to get to the event.
Well, this 7,500. I know that this past 2 years we're on lockdown and everything, and you actually had a kid within this 2 years. So hopefully that 7,500 for the prize can get you another kid.
Yeah. So Leo, I know you got to go right ahead. I'm going to close it out here. Howie clearly doesn't have any children, but thanks for joining. We'll have a good one.
Guys.
So Howie, that was awesome, right? I know Leo had to leave, but I mean, let's face it, you got a 7-month-old baby. He's got to take care of his baby. Let's talk about how now that you've been able to spread the word about this prize, how much more positivity, how much more things are you getting, like Leo talking about he's going to spend extra time on the presentation. And the reason I'm saying this is because you clearly did this so you could get people's best, and the best typically attracts, again, the best from the audience. So I imagine that this one, like no other, is going to attract the best of the best, and the best secrets will be shared as a result. But tell me, how pleased you feel that you've been able to do this?
I think we did a good job with it. Like for Leo especially, we just made his game go up one notch, as well as Corey. I know he's doing that, and other people I've talked to are really serious about this cash prize.
Right. And Howie, I guess we'll leave it. I think the cash prize really has changed people's perception on how to give the best. Like, we're going to have an all-out battle war between these speakers to win that cash prize. So I'm excited about that. I know you're excited, but let's give people some details on how they can attend. There's a very few seats left, but you can head on over to howardtai.com/elite 2021. That's howardtai.com/elite 2021. That event will be held in Las Vegas, Nevada, October 4th and 5th. I was about to say November, but that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to sign off here on behalf of Howie and I'm super fired up. I know Leo's fired up. I know Howie is, but we'll see everyone later.
Okay, bye-bye.